All right, so you sent over this really interesting collection of articles and notes about love in pop music. Looks like we're going to trace love songs, huh? From like those old school romantic songs to what's big on the charts right now. So, what got you so curious about how love songs have like changed over time?
Well, it's just wild to me how these songs are kind of like little windows into who we are, and not just our relationships, but like our values, the stuff we stress about, even how like technology is messing with how we connect with each other. It's like holding up a mirror to like all the feels, society's heart.
I love that. A mirror to society's heart. So, where do we even start this musical journey?
Let's rewind back to like the 60s and 70s pop music scene, like think the Beatles, all those big love ballads. Back then, love was like super idealistic, all about finding the one, the fairy tale ending, the classic.
Oh, yeah, totally. The days of holding hands and slow dancing feels super innocent compared to what's playing on the radio now. When did things start changing?
Well, like everything, as society changes, so does its music, right?
Hmm.
So then come the 80s and bam, power ballads hit the scene. Like Whitney Houston belting out about heartbreak,
Yeah.
raw emotion. And it clicks with everyone because honestly, who hasn't had their heart broken at least once?
Right. It wasn't all sunshine and roses anymore, for sure.
Yeah, heartbreak became something you could like blast in your car and sing along to with your friends.
Exactly. And that whole thing of sharing that experience with other people is important, right? Like even today, artists like Adele and Olivia Rodrigo, they're tapping into that. Those heartbreak anthems, they really make you feel less alone.
Totally. They give you a voice when you feel vulnerable, when you're longing for someone. People feel seen, understood.
It's true. It's like they're giving us permission to really feel those emotions, even when it hurts. So we've gone from this fairy tale romance idea to embracing heartbreak. What other ingredients have been added to the love song recipe?
Well, right around the time those heartbreak anthems started being a thing, another trend popped up,
Mm.
the self-love anthem.
Oh, yeah. Lizzo, Ariana Grande, they come to mind. It's about loving yourself first.
Exactly. That's the heart of it. It's a huge change in perspective. It's not about finding validation in someone else's love. It's about recognizing your own worth, loving yourself, flaws and all.
And it's a powerful message, especially for like younger generations. I mean, figuring out who you are, your self-worth, it's a lot in today's world.
For sure. It's like those old school love songs got remixed, for a whole generation that's changing the rules of love and relationships.
Totally. They're rewriting the rule book. And this whole self-love thing, it's not just the lyrics, it's in the music too, right?
Right.
So how so?
Think about how a self-love anthem sounds. It's upbeat, empowering, strong vocals. It's music that makes you want to dance, celebrate yourself.
You're right. Hard to stay down on yourself when you're belting out good as hell.
Yeah.
So we've gone from fairy tales to heartbreak anthems to this self-love wave. What's next for love songs?
Well, we can't ignore the elephant in the room, technology. This digital age has changed everything. How we connect, how we talk to each other, even how we fall in love. And you hear it all in modern love songs.
Totally. So like songs about the excitement of online dating or the downsides.
Both. It's the whole spectrum, really.
Yeah.
Artists are writing about swiping right, that initial spark, but also ghosting, texting anxieties, the whole deal with like online dating language constantly changing.
It's true. It's like love songs have this whole new dictionary now. Ghosting, benching, situationships.
Right.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
But it's real life dating in the 21st century.
100%. It's not just bumping into someone and falling head over heels anymore.
Yeah.
There's this whole digital layer now that influences how we experience romance, and the music reflects that.
It's fascinating how something as timeless as love is constantly changing and being redefined by the world around us.
And that's why exploring these songs is so cool. They're like cultural snapshots. They capture how we connect as humans, but in a way that feels both personal and universal.
Like those old photo booths at the arcade. Each picture, a little moment in time, a feeling, a phase of love in the digital age.
I love that. And just like those photos, each love song gives us a peek into the hearts and minds of a generation, their hopes, their fears, how they define love. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
And speaking of how love is, being redefined, and that's just technology changing things up.
What else is popping up in the music world?
Oh, we have to talk about K-pop. It's blowing up globally. And it's interesting how different their love songs are compared to like the typical Western ones.
Oh, totally. I know K-pop is huge, but I haven't really thought about how they do love songs differently. Tell me more.
Okay, so you know how Western love songs are usually all about finding the one,
Yeah.
that perfect soulmate? K-pop kind of flips the script. It's more about the love and loyalty you find in a group, like your band, your crew, your fandom even.
So it's less about romantic love and more about finding your people, your chosen family. That's really cool.
Yeah. It's about belonging, feeling connected to something bigger than yourself, which really seems to resonate, especially with younger listeners.
Makes sense. And does that like come through in the music itself too?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Think about those super intricate harmonies, the synchronized dancing that K-pop is known for. It's all about individuals coming together, creating something bigger than themselves.
Oh, wow. I see it. It's like the music itself is a metaphor for that connection, that feeling of belonging.
Exactly. And this global influence isn't just K-pop. Music's always blending, right? Like Latin rhythms, Afrobeat, even traditional instruments are finding their way into pop music these days. It's adding so much richness and emotion to love songs.
I love that. Music just transcends borders, It's like this universal language that brings people together, no matter what language you actually speak.
100%. And within all these global sounds, another trend has popped up. Social commentary and love songs. Artists aren't shying away from real-world issues anymore.
Totally. Lil Nas X, Halsey, they come to mind. They're super vocal about LGBTQ plus rights and inclusivity in their music.
Exactly. They're turning love songs into anthems about representation, challenging what's considered normal when it comes to love. It's not just singing about love. It's starting conversations, pushing for change.
Powerful stuff. It's like using music to lift up voices that don't always get heard, to make sure everyone feels seen, accepted for who they are. And it's
Yeah.
not just the artists, right? Social media is a big part of it too.
Oh, for sure. Social media is like this megaphone for these messages, right? It can turn a song into a phenomenon overnight. And fan communities, they're using their voices too, supporting the artists and the causes they believe in.
Yeah, it's different now. Fans aren't just listening passively anymore. It's interactive. They're part of the story, helping to spread the message.
Exactly. And it just shows how love songs, once upon a time, they were kind of this one thing. But now they've become this platform for social change, for self-expression, for connection on a global level.
It's kind of mind-blowing when you think about how much love songs have changed over the years. We've gone from those classic lovey-dovey songs to heartbreak anthems to self-love, and now using music to talk about really important things like identity, representation, social justice.
It really highlights how powerful music is,
Yeah.
reflects who we are as a society, what we care about, what we hope for in the future.
Speaking of the future, with all these changes happening in music, what do you think comes next? What will love songs sound like for the next generation? What stories will they tell?
It's like trying to see the future of music, right? Trying to predict what heartbreak or falling in love will sound like for the next generation.
Right. But from what we've talked about so far, it seems like love songs are more than just like finding your person or, getting over a breakup. They've become something bigger, haven't they? A way to talk about identity, social issues, even how tech is changing dating.
Absolutely, and that's what makes this so exciting. We're seeing artists be so open and honest in their music, challenging what's expected, connecting with people in a really deep way.
Yeah, and music's become such a powerful tool for understanding each other better. Like you hear someone singing about falling in love with someone that, maybe society doesn't totally accept yet, or the ups and downs of online dating. It makes you think about things differently.
Totally, and being so honest and open in their music, sharing those personal stories, I think we'll see even more of that. Because music lets us talk about all those messy feelings we might not always have the words for otherwise.
It's like those songs remind you that you're not the only one going through something. You know what I mean? Like someone else gets it. They've been there and they put it into a song that just like clicks with you. And because music is so global now, you feel that connection instantly with people everywhere, no matter where they are or where they come from.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just think about being able to connect with people online who love the same music you do. It's powerful, especially if you feel like you don't fit in or people don't get you.
Yeah.
Music does that. It brings people together.
For sure. It's like we're all part of this huge conversation about love, loss, all of it. And music is the common language that connects us all. And as we all become even more connected and exposed to different cultures and ways of seeing things, I bet those conversations are only going to get more interesting.
Absolutely. And that's what's so amazing about tracing the history of love songs.
Yeah.
It shows that we're capable of change, of empathy, of connecting with each other, even with the world changing so fast around us.
It's been quite a journey, huh? Going from those classic love songs to the music topping the charts today, love songs have changed so much over time. But at the heart of it, it's still about those deep, raw emotions that everyone feels. That's what connects us.
Perfectly said. And maybe that's the biggest takeaway from all this. No matter how much tech changes things, or what society says, people will always crave connection and will always find ways to experience love in all its messy forms. And as long as that's true, we'll need love songs to help us understand it all and remind us we're not alone.
So true. It makes you feel hopeful, excited even to think about the love songs that are yet to come. What kind of music will we hear? What new ideas and perspectives will come out? Who will we hear from that we haven't heard from before? So much to look forward to.
That's the beauty of it all. The story of love and how we sing about it is still being written, and I have a feeling the best is yet to come.